Tanzania has been undergoing agricultural transformation since its independence in 1961. Even during that period, the focus was to overcome food system challenges, and in this regard, food system transformation has remained a top development agenda in Tanzania for the entire period. The government under my leadership has once again elevated the food systems and agriculture agenda to top priority in achieving economic growth and development. Our commitment is visible in several areas. One, a strong political commitment to the Malabo Declaration and CAADP, including the commitments to allocate at least 10% of public expenditure to agriculture, sustainable annual agricultural GDP growth of at least 6%, create job opportunities for at least 30% of the youth in agricultural value chains, and boost intra-Africa trade in agricultural commodities and services. Number two is increasing financial resources to agriculture. And in the fiscal year 2022-23, my government has nearly quadrupled its allocation of financial resources to agriculture, allocating $411.2 compared to $126.7 allocated in the year before, 2021-2022. Number three, the launch of the Agenda 1030, which targets to reach the growth of 10% of agriculture sector to the GDP by 2030, compared to the current growth rate of 3.6%. In achieving that agenda, we came up with the following priorities. One, enhancing research in agriculture. Two, improving irrigation infrastructure. Three, promoting availability of agricultural inputs, some of them on subsidy basis. Four, strengthening extension services and promoting crop cultivation based on agroecological zones. 5, strengthening early warning systems. 6, developing capital investment mechanism. 7, looking for reliable crop markets. 8, improving storage capacities at grassroots levels. 9, promoting block farming involving the youth. And 10, facilitating cooperative development. Number 4 is scaling up regional and global trade, particularly to help meet the increasing demand of food regionally and globally. As a result of COVID-19 and the war in Ukraine and Russia, the effects of those COVID-19 and the war, Tanzania has the potential to become a great exporter of maize, rice, horticulture and edible oil throughout Africa as well as globally. I understand that the summit will advance at least the following outcomes. One, continued elevation of food systems and agriculture on the political agenda as a government priority. Number 2, unlocking agribusiness investments and finance to support national food systems, pathways, and priorities by engaging with Ministry of Finance, Central Bank, commercial banks, and financiers, private sectors, and development funds. Number 3 is going to be an information sharing summit and adoption of improved technologies and practices for sustainable food systems, including production, soil health, value addition, storage, marketing, consumption pattern, waste, and research and development that will move African agriculture and food systems forward. Number 4, we are expecting that the summit is going to strengthen intra-regional trade as a contribution to the regional food security, growth and resilience, and it's going to be a tool of mobilizing commitments from all countries towards youth employment, where every African country should leave the summit with greater clarity on its youth employment targets and approaches to achieve them. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that agriculture remains a vital sector for Tanzania and most of African countries, inclusive economic growth and development, due to its pertinent role in food security, employment, industrial raw materials, export earnings, and wider food systems. According to the Tanzania National Economic Survey of 2021, agriculture contributed 26.1% of GDP, comprised of crops 14.6%, livestock 7%, forestry 2.8%, and fishery 1.8%. In fishery, this is an area where we haven't tapped much of the opportunities in there. Meanwhile, these activities grew during the year at 5% for crops, 3.6% for livestock, 3.5% for forestry, and 2.5% for fisheries. The sector contributes 65.6% of employment and provides 61% of industrial raw materials, contributes to the availability of food by more than 100% in the country, and plays a significant role in inflation control. Such potential makes agriculture an engine for Tanzania's delivery of goals across the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development. Ladies and gentlemen, that said, however, the agriculture sector remains to be dominated by small-scale farmers who cultivate less than 5 hectares with low use of inputs and high dependence on rain. In addition, huge post-harvest losses and wide price fluctuations for inputs and outputs has contributed to low production, productivity, profitability, poverty, and food and nutrition insecurity. In such a situation, innovative strategies and systematic approaches are required in transforming food systems to deliver healthier diets sustainably and equitably. Now, the narrated food systems and agriculture and agricultural features are also common to other African countries and require shared response and sharing of lessons and solutions. And we believe the summit is going to do all this which we are expecting.
Today, Your Excellency, on behalf of the AGRF partners, I would like to congratulate Tanzania for winning the bid to host the AGRF, renamed Africa's Food Systems Forum 2023. We would like to thank you for your continued leadership on our food systems transformation in Tanzania and across the continent, and your sincere commitment to further champion this agenda with the AGRF Partners Group next year as the 2023 Forum host. The Africa's Food System Forum 2023 will continue to build on the outcomes of the recently concluded event in Kigali, Rwanda, to move forward Africa's food system transformation and continue to help African countries and the continent make continuous progress to achieve the visions set in the Malabo Declaration and related Comprehensive African Agricultural Development Program, the Sustainable Development Goals, and Africa's Agenda 2063. Beyond this, the forum will also forge a common African position on climate change ahead of COP28 next year, and will partner with governments and other stakeholders as we define game-changing solutions towards a food-secure Africa and food systems that deliver for people, planet, and prosperity.
Umekuwa ukijiuliza ni wapi utapata wedding rings ama engagement rings nzuri na kwa bei nafuu kwa ajili ya mwenza wako? Sehemu ni moja tu hapa Tanzania, ni Gem Point. Gem Point ni specialist wa uuzaji wa vitu vya thamani aina tofauti na vizuri kama cheni zinazovutia, Tanzanite pamoja na diamonds ambazo wana design pia, silver za aina tofauti tofauti, bracelets nzuri na za kisasa, hereni kwa ajili ya watoto na watu wazima, bila kusahau tuna seti aina zote za Tanzanite, gold na silver. Tunakukaribisha kwenye duka letu lililopo mtaa wa Indra Gandhi na Moscow na branch yetu iliyopo mtaa wa Cube Masaki opposite na Double Tree Hotel. Kwa mawasiliano zaidi tupigie kupitia 0787944646 au 0713781385. Gem Point, pendeza kwa vitu vya thamani kwa bei nafuu.